Nazism and the rise of Hitler. In this chapter, the first two pages we have seen in the previous video like a short story. In this video, we will see the next two pages, particularly birth of the Weimar Republic topic and the effects of the war topic. We will see in this video like a short story. In the first video, we have seen about introduction of World War II. And we also know that Hitler and his Nazi party were mainly responsible for the World War II. But how this Nazi party and Hitler rise to power? There are two main reasons. Number one, World War I, and number two, Weimar Republic. We will see about these two in this video. Birth of the Weimar Republic. The First World War has been fought during the period 1914 to 1918. At that time, in Europe, Germany, Austria and Hungary, they formed one group. They were fighting against another group of Russia, England and France. So the World War I is between these two groups. In the beginning of the First World War, Germany captured Belgium and France. But later on, Germany could not withstand the First World War. Particularly in the year 1917, when USA had entered the First World War, it supported the Allied group. Because of the support from USA, Germany could not withstand the war and finally it has lost the First World War in the year 1918. But why USA had entered the war? There is a reason for this. This Germany army, when they were attacking the warships of England, they also attacked the cargo ships from USA. These cargo ships from USA are transferring the goods from USA to England. Since it has been attacked by the German army, the USA got angry and they also got themselves into the First World War, and because of their support, Germany could not withstand. Finally, it lost the war in the year 1918. After Germany lost First World War, a National Assembly met at Weimar and a new federal government, Weimar Republic, has been formed. It is a democratic government which is being formed. This Weimar Republic has been forced to sign a Treaty of Versailles in 1919. It is an agreement and it has been forced by the Allied countries for this Weimar Republic. This Treaty of Versailles contains many drawbacks for the German people. And because of that, the German people don't like this Treaty of Versailles, and also they don't like the Weimar Republic which has signed this Treaty of Versailles. Okay, what is the Treaty of Versailles? What does it contain? We will see. Impact of Treaty of Versailles. According to that treaty, Germany lost its overseas colonies. The colonies which had been under the control of Germany now has been given to the Allied countries. Because of that, it lost 1/10 of its population. Germany lost 13% of its territories. Within German country also, some parts or territories had been taken by the Allied countries. Also, Germany lost 75% of its iron, 26% of its coal to France, Poland, Denmark and Lithuania. Moreover, the Allied powers demilitarized Germany to weaken its power. That is, the Allied powers put many restrictions or limitations on the Germany military. Example, you should not have more than 1 lakh soldiers. Like that, many restrictions, and because of this, the German military power has been weakened. The war guilt clause held Germany responsible for the war and damages the Allied countries. That is, these Allied countries told that this First World War is only because of Germany. And because of this First World War, there are more damages for the Allied countries, more lost for the Allied countries. All those losses you should take responsible. And accordingly, Germany was forced to pay compensation amounting to £6 billion. It was a huge amount. The Allied armies also occupied the resource-rich Rhineland for much of the 1920s. That is, according to that treaty, the Allied armies could occupy very much rich resource Rhineland, which was originally belonged to Germany, that was occupied by the Allied armies till 1920s. Effects of the First World War on European countries. So before the First World War, Europe was considered as creditors, which means all the European countries were very rich, they led a luxurious life, the people. But after the First World War, Europe becomes debtors. So because of the huge damage, huge loss happened during the First World War to all the European countries, they lost their economy. They became debtors, they were in a position to receive money from other countries. Unfortunately, the new Weimar Republic had to pay extra burden in this critical situation. It is because, as you have seen already, by signing the Treaty of Versailles, they got to pay more money to other European countries as a compensation for the First World War damage they underwent. Also, they face war guilt and national humiliation. Because the German people believed that this Weimar Republic were mainly responsible for everything, they started to criticize them. It was a huge national humiliation for this Weimar Republic among the German people. This Weimar Republic had been supported by socialists, Catholics, and Democrats. Yes. But conservative nationalistic circles, they criticized this Weimar Republic, and along with them, the German people combined, and then they started to call this Weimar Republic as November criminals. What is that November criminals? As you see here in this picture, this is the picture taken during signing of an agreement called Armistice in the year 1918, November 11. This was signed by the German politicians, particularly the politicians of the Weimar Republic, to end the First World War. And they also agreed at that time they will sign another agreement, Treaty of Versailles, in June. Since this agreement, armistice, was signed on November 1918, these people were called as November criminals because the German people believed that everything, because of the signing of this agreement and even the downfall of German economy, is also because of this agreement signed on November. They call these German politicians as November criminals because many Germans believed that their army was still fighting strongly at the time and in the front, and they will not get defeated. But unfortunately, these people signed the agreement in November 1918. The First World War left a deep imprint on European society and polity, a bad effect or a remark on the European countries. Usually, soldiers came to be placed above civilians, and the media also used to glorify the trench life. But the truth was different. The soldiers' lives were very much miserable in these trenches. They were trapped with rats feeding on corpses. They faced poisonous gas, enemy shelling, and also witnessed their ranks reduce rapidly. Unfortunately, all soldiers, their life seems to be very much below par than the civilian's life. The remaining pages we will see in the next video. If you like this video, hit the like button, share and comment. Thank you for watching.